My name is Haifa Benkadi, and I'm the curator of the Riverfront Art Gallery on the 4th floor of the Yonkers Riverfront Library. And joining me today is artist Nina Smith, who is in our current show, Radical Joy. Nina is a multimedia artist, and I've invited Nina to speak about this very dynamic work that you see behind us as part of our background. It's absolutely a phenomenal work that you should see in person, so I invite you to come and visit. But I also wanted to talk to Nina about this work because, Nina, I find this work to be very brave and very courageous and very intimate. Even though it's so large, you've successfully created this kind of sense of intimacy, which I think is also through the level of vulnerability that's in this painting. And we've all had those moments of being on the beach and kind of having our bodies on display somewhat. And there's a moment where I think many of us wonder, about the gaze that is being met with. And what I feel in this painting is just this complete and ultimate freedom. Freedom from the gaze, freedom from the care of being in a public space in a way that is vulnerable. And it makes me feel so happy and affirmed when I look at this painting. But those are my interpretations, and I'd love to hear more about what was going on in your brain and in your hand when you were creating this work.
So I did this drawing based off of a photo that my friend took of me at Jacob Riis Beach, which is the queer section of the Rockaway Beach. And we just feel really comfortable there because it's like everyone's comfortable there. There are people who have top surgery scars. There are people who are larger. There are people who are smaller. And everyone feels comfortable being themselves there. And like this photo, the gaze is like the gaze of someone who just deeply loves me and deeply wants me to be whoever I want to be. And this was me, sun exhaustion on the beach and drinking a flavored water with a towel over my head because I'm trying to block off some of the sun. I feel very free in this drawing. I was feeling very free.
When I look at the drawing, I also notice just your technique with the charcoal, which is very painterly, and I find that so beautiful that you're able to master the use of charcoal in a way that uses tone that abstracts the colors, but yet brings them together in a theme. For example, in the sand, the way you treated the sand with a pink undertone and then golden and yellow undertones over it, I don't doubt for a moment that that's sand. And the texture of the sand is in contrast to the texture of the body. So you really do see the body in contrast to the background of the beach. But you also, in the sky also has that pink undertone, and I love the way the pink just, brings everything together and unites the composition completely. But then the blue over the pink just gives me a sense of happiness and beachy skies that don't have clouds, and that feeling that you get, that feeling of vastness when you're at the beach. So I really appreciate that about your work, and I appreciate as well, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. You are painterly in the way that you treat the body and your use of pastel, but then in the pier, it's almost like a sketch, a quick sketch of the structure of the pier and the architecture. So it's joined in the composition with the lines of the pier and the lines of the towel, but yet it's set apart. And I just love to hear your thoughts about that.
Well, it's about memories. So the title is You Had to Be There. So I remember myself. I remember me being completely exhausted, drinking my flavored water, towel over my head to protect my face from the sun. But I don't remember as clearly here. I remember people being here, but I don't remember them as clearly as I remember myself. I remember my friend. I remember my blanket. And so it's like, this is closer to memory to me. Like, this is more something I remember closely, and this is something that I am taking from the photograph, the background. So I don't remember it as clearly.
Right. Would you say that this memory for you is a happy memory?
Yeah.
Yeah. A joyous memory.
Mm-hmm.
A memory of freedom.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I feel that in the work. I really do. So, and the other thing that I wanted to say too is that it is a vulnerable work, but it's large. And the largesse of this work just makes me feel you as a warrior, as somebody who's willing to be out in the world and to present yourself in a way that is affirmed, even though you're in a kind of vulnerable position in the charcoal drawing. But the fact that it's so large feels like, yes, I'm here, and I'm feeling good about myself. Yeah, I appreciate this work so much, and I hope that viewers will come and see this work in person. And Nina, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come here to the gallery and to talk with us about your work. So You Had to Be There by Nina Smith.